Okay, so before we dive into today's topic, I actually want to sprinkle some insights that I have in regards to what I believe to be one of the most overused and creatively stagnant character tropes within the realms of TV and film, and that is the black nerd, or as some people call it, the blurred. For the past 25 to 30 years, this character has barely evolved. Glasses, stiff posture, socially awkward, zero charisma, and pretty much always the comic relief. Carlton Banks from The Fresh Prince, Cookie from Ned's Declassified, Steve Urkel from Family Matters being a groundbreaking one, and even on the animation side, AJ from Fairly OddParents, Irwin from Billy and Mandy, and that's just scratching the surface. There are plenty more. But where did this trope actually start? You could trace it back to the late 1970s, with the character named Raj from What's Happening being one of the first real examples of this trope. A skinny, awkward kid with big glasses and even bigger reactions. Basically TV's first black nerd. And while I was doing research for this video, I actually just realized that that's Mr. Omar from Everybody Hates Chris. I don't know how I just now figured that out.
Tragic. Tragic!
But a very subtle and forgotten example of this trope shows up in a movie that's often overlooked, but over time has become something of a cult favorite. Sky High. Sky High was a 2005 film about a high school for teenage superheroes in training. Every student has some kind of power. Flying, shapeshifting, shooting fire, you name it. It was basically a live-action version of My Hero Academia before My Hero Academia even existed. It had that classic mid-2000s charm, mixed with comic book logic and Saturday morning cartoon energy. There was a character in the film named Ethan, who was an awkward, soft-spoken, glasses-wearing teen with the superpower to literally melt into a puddle. He was yet another take on the cliche archetype. He wasn't the loudest or most exaggerated version of the trope, but he's still right there in line with everything we've been talking about. And the actor who played him, his name was Deejay Daniels, and his story is where things take a much different turn. Deejay Daniels, real name Dorjan Lindell Daniels, was born on October 17, 1988 in Montclair, California, and raised in Compton. And from an early age, his life was split between two worlds, the streets around him and the spotlight in front of him. Most of his family had ties to the streets, but his parents saw acting as a way to keep him out of trouble, something different, something better. He got started with the commercial for Honey Nut Cheerios, and from there, things moved fast. His breakout role came when he landed the spot on The Hughleys, playing Michael Hughley, the youngest son in the family. The show was a late 90s sitcom led by comedian D.L. Hughley. It followed a successful black family moving into a white suburb, kind of like a reverse Fresh Prince. DJ played the sweet, smart, slightly mischievous kid. The chemistry between him and DL felt real, like he was actually part of the family. And for a while, the show gave him stability, visibility, and momentum. It looked like he was on the path to becoming one of those child actors who makes it. But like a lot of child actors, once the roles stopped coming, things got a lot more complicated. After the Hughleys wrapped up in 2002, DJ landed one more standout role in 2005, playing Ethan in the aforementioned Sky High. It wasn't the lead, but it was the kind of part people remembered. A shy, soft-spoken kid with a strange superpower, dropped into a world of capes and clicks. For a lot of us, that was the last time we saw him on screen. Because after Sky High, the phones went silent. He faded from Hollywood's radar, and without the structure that came from being a working actor, DJ slowly found himself slipping into the kind of environment his parents once tried to shield him from. He adopted a whole new persona, far removed from the quiet, nerdy sidekick audiences knew him as. Face tattoos, drug use, and an active pursuit of a rap career started to define his public image.
Need your pussy in the way, but if it's in the way, I'm going through it. Fucking bitches just to do it. I love fucking bitches to my music. Look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
The shift was jarring and reflective of someone who had been hardened by real life. But it wasn't just aesthetic. That transformation would eventually put him in the middle of something way more serious than music or image. He started spending more time with family and friends who were affiliated with gangs, people who'd been in and out of the system, and according to him, that influence eventually caught up with him. In 2011, DJ Daniels, along with two friends, Marcus McClellan and Dwayne Nunley, got into an altercation outside a restaurant in Stockton, California. That fight ended with a man named John Joseph Lewis being stabbed to death. All three were arrested and charged with street terrorism, premeditated murder, and attempted murder. Just like that, DJ Daniels went from former child star to facing life in prison. The media latched on, pushing the familiar child star gone wrong narrative. But what happened next caught everyone off guard. In the middle of the trial, someone showed up who hadn't been in DJ's life in years. Hughley took the stand and spoke up for him, testifying about DJ's character, the kind of kid he knew back on set, and why the person described in court didn't match the boy he once called son. DJ later said that he was shocked. They hadn't spoken in so long, but in that moment, he felt something deeper than nostalgia. He felt seen. He said, quote, "I felt esteemed, honored, that we still have that pops and son relationship." In December of 2012, DJ Daniels was acquitted of all charges. He walked out of court a free man. His friend Marcus McClellan, however, was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 12 years. These days, DJ Daniels is no longer acting. His life has taken a different path, far removed from sound stages and studio lights. He looks almost unrecognizable from his childhood roles. He made a rare appearance in the Hollywood Demons docuseries that aired earlier this year, specifically in the Child Stars Gone Violent segment, where he opened up about his arrest, the trial, and what it felt like to have D.L. Hughley show up for him. In one moment from the doc, he talks about how much he loves tattoos now. Whether that's performance, therapy, or both, it's clear that DJ has left the child actor persona behind for good. Not every story has a comeback arc. Sometimes it's just about surviving the transition, because eventually, every nerd grows up, and the only thing left to be after that is yourself.